friend Spidey. Pete, let me swing by to tell you guys another story. I'm so excited to be here today. And before I do, remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more awesome stories because I love giving them to you guys. So, today's story is actually with my good friend Gwen, and it's a story called Finessed. Let's get into it. By night, Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy are the superheroes known as Spider-Man and Ghost Spider. But by day, they are students, and sometimes that means homework. Today that homework includes visiting the art museum and writing about a piece of art that inspires them. They decided to invite along their new friend Jean, who is their age but had just graduated from MIT, a college for super smart students. She had just moved to New York, so Miles and Gwen had taken her under their wings. "What's with all the security guards?" Miles asked. The guards were everywhere, watching all of the patrons very closely. "Haven't you heard?" Jean laughed. "There's a new thief in town named Finesse. She's been robbing museums and posting videos of it online. She says she's the fastest and most agile thief in town. She even challenged superheroes to try and catch her." "Did she now?" Gwen said. She wanted to find out more about this Finesse. That night, on patrol, Gwen and Miles watched Finesse's videos. She really was amazing. She spun like Black Widow, she fought like Hawkeye, she even threw a trash can lid like she was Captain America. Gwen was sure she could do better. Gwen had never met a villain she couldn't catch. "Just let me get a shot at her," Gwen growled. "I'll show her fast and agile." All of a sudden, an alarm sounded. It was the same museum they had just visited that morning. "Looks like you might get your shot," Miles said. They swung off to investigate the alarm. When they arrived, there was Finesse, carrying one of the priceless paintings from the new exhibit. "Hold it right there!" Gwen yelled. "You're not getting away from us!" Finesse smiled slyly. "I think you overestimate yourselves." A man stepped silently out from behind a pillar. He was wearing a white costume with black spots all upon it. "This is the Spot," Finesse explained. "He makes portals that help me make getaways." The Spot threw one of the black spots from his own costume and it stuck to the wall. "See you later, super losers," Finesse called as she jumped straight into the black spot and disappeared. "Oh no you don't!" Gwen yelled, diving through the portal after Finesse. Miles was then left face to face with the Spot. "You wouldn't want to just give up, would you?" he asked. The Spot took another black spot off of his costume and walked toward Miles. When Gwen came through the portal, she was on a rooftop. Finesse stood in front of her, grinning. "Oh, is somebody finally going to give me a challenge?" Finesse laughed, throwing a punch at Gwen's midsection. "I'm going to give you a healthy dose of consequences for your actions," Gwen said, as she dodged the punch by pulling a full front flip over Finesse. Now, it was Gwen's turn. She shot her webs at Finesse, but Finesse did something Gwen had not expected. She flipped exactly the way that Gwen just had. "Anything you can do, I can learn just by seeing you do it," Finesse teased, tripping Gwen from behind. "That's my power." As for Miles, he was trying to keep from falling into spots. The Spot threw them on the floor beneath him and into the wall where he had tried to land. He even threw them right at Miles. How was he supposed to stop this guy if he couldn't even land? Finally, Miles slingshot himself forward, kicking straight at the Spot's face, but his foot went right through. The black spot on the Spot's mask was a portal too, Miles realized, but he was already falling through it. After popping in and out of roofs and walls, Gwen had lost sight of Finesse. She scanned the roof where she had just popped out. "I can't let her get away now," Gwen grumbled. Then she saw it. Another portal on the rooftop. That must have been where Finesse had gone. Gwen dove through head first. And when she landed, she was in for a big surprise. A big, smelly open dumpster waited for her. You too, huh? Came the voice from the dumpster next to her own. It was Miles, who had fallen through the portal in the Spot's mask and ended up here as well. I can't stand it, Gwen yelled. I almost had her. Next time, I'm going to catch her. I know you want to prove you can beat her, Miles said, pulling a banana peel off of his costume. But if we're going to stop these thieves, we need a plan. Miles and Gwen spent lunch the next day planning how they would handle things. When Finessed and the Spot tried to rob the museum the following day, they found Miles and Gwen waiting for them. Don't you know better than to steal ancient Egyptian artifacts, guys? Miles quipped. Yeah, that's how you get attacked by mummies, Gwen added. Finessed grinned again. Well, if you want it back, you'll have to come and get it. With that, she ran for a nearby spot. She really gets on my nerves, Gwen grumbled. Stick to the plan, Miles urged. I am, just don't let her get away. With that, Gwen shot her web line at the Spot and let Miles chase Finesse. When Finesse looked behind her, there was nobody there. Had they just decided to let her go? Why would they do that? This was so strange that Finesse, not seeing anybody chasing her, had stopped running just long enough for Miles to catch up to her. He had used his active camouflage to make himself invisible, and Finesse couldn't taunt what she didn't see. Got you! Miles reached out a hand and used his venom blast to shock Finesse. She dropped the statue and Miles snapped it up with his hand. Meanwhile, the Spot had a much harder time slowing down the agile Gwen. Each time he threw one of his spots, she webbed it up so she wouldn't fall through it. She flipped, spun, and pirouetted away from the Spot. The Spot got so frustrated that he tried to jump through one of his own portals and ended up tangled in one of Gwen's webs. The next day, Gwen read the Daily Bugle headline to Miles. The Spot captured in historic heist. Finesse flees. You're upset, aren't you? Miles asked. I let her get away to save the statue. Are you kidding? Gwen exclaimed. It couldn't have gone better. I nabbed the Spot and I got another shot at Finesse. Next time, shh! Miles cautioned as Jean sat down gingerly next to Gwen, holding her shoulder. Are you okay? Miles asked Jean. Oh, I'm fine, Jean assured him. I just really messed up my shoulder last night. It won't happen again, though. Well, another story down. Weird ending, though. Do you guys know who Finesse was? Still trying to figure that out. Maybe we're missing something. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that story. If you like what you're hearing, please flip that like button, smash that subscribe button as well so I can keep bringing you these awesome stories. And until next time, stay amazing.